Happy
back.
Halloween, Soda. I'm your arch nemesis, the mosquito.
And I'm the thing you don't know how to do, zipper merge.
Hello. You know, every Halloween we send our happy medium, Jodi Livon, and paranormal researcher, Dave Schrader, to some pretty spooky places. You remember this when they went to Cuzzy's Bar in downtown Minneapolis? It was once a burlesque house. Very interesting history. Or how about this place, River City Saloon in Anoka, where caskets were built back in the day for the mortuary next door.
Yikes. Okay, TCL's Kelly Hansen asked you, the viewer, where we should do our next ghost investigation. And on Facebook, you told us the St. James Hotel in Redwing. It's where our reporter Kelly Hansen claims she had her very first encounter. Where are you going with that?
Gotcha.
Okay. With the spirit world.
When was this hotel built?
The grand opening was Thanksgiving Day, 1875.
Room 201, you said, let's check this room out.
It is one of the more active sections. I think it's because it's above the Victorian dining room, which was Clara Lilliblad's restaurant, and a lot of the activity seems to center around her, who had ran the hotel.
Dave, you have brought with you some equipment that is important for our investigation. What do you have here?
The idea is if something is there that the light can bounce back off of, we may be able to get a physical representation of a spirit.
So is that going to look like a person, like me standing there?
What it'll look like, and I'm sure we'll get chances to see it, you'll see your outline with a stick figure. If there's another thing that appears near you, it should appear as a stick figure as well. Now, do you pick up anything unique about this room? Anything that seems like if it's out of place or...
I don't know. There's some strange thing about the configuration.
Jodi's picking up that the configuration of the room is not right. Why would that be?
So Clara had a specific table. It was a wooden table. It's always supposed to be placed in the center of the room. And we removed the table and she's unhappy about it. We've had staff set up this room before and they moved the table and they come back and it's been moved to the original position.
The whole
Kelly?
table has moved?
Do you see where I'm standing? Near center of the room. And this is what she said, one table, one table. What's a water boy? She says this person was not respectful of the property. She's showing me water stains, and also she's talking about a chip on that table.
Is there a chip on the table?
I don't know. I'll have to go look.
We have found Clara's round table in the main entrance of the hotel lobby, and Jodi mentioned a chip in the table. Well, right here, we have found a chip, the only chip I could find on the table.
Was this where they used to keep money? I just kept hearing money, money, money. I wanted to go where the money.
We did walk by two other safes on the
Yep,
way
I
down.
took
What
pictures
is
of
this here? This is a safe?
I honestly, I don't know exactly. I believe this is a throwback to when there was a bank in the building.
It's trying to bounce off of. Oh! See that? Somebody was down here with us for a few seconds.
If you don't really want to be in there, they might not pop up out of respect for you. So you have to really go,
Will you ask them not to touch me?
Yes.
You know the best thing about ghost hunting is you're not supposed to be afraid of the ghosts. You're the hunter.
We're not hunting, we're investigating.
Are they afraid of
No,
us?
I'm hunting. As soon as I catch one, they're good eating. I'm putting the head above my... No.
Dave, are they afraid of us?
You know, actually, that's a great question. Sometimes we run into these haunted locations where the ghosts seem as surprised at seeing us as we are of seeing them. We're getting no action now. It was funny. As soon as, again, as Jodi said out in the hall, if you're unnerved by it...
That's me.
Something blew into my ear.
Oh, really?
I don't like that. It was right
Something
next to
blew
Jodi.
into her ear.
Okay, let's see if they'll come now. Why don't you stay right there? Let's stay there.
Oh. And look who's standing right by the door here. Where she was standing, she just felt something blow in her ear, and we're mapping in somebody standing there. It's noticing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Just like you can see her figure standing outside the room, you're seeing another one. Jodi, do we know, is this a male figure? Is this a female
This
figure?
is a male figure.
It was behind Jodi and me, right? It was behind Jodi, and it was like a vibration blowing in my ear. Like I almost thought like it was one of your curls kind of got in my ear, but you weren't that close.
But she felt like something was touching her
My
as
neck.
well. So
Something
something.
was touching my neck.
I mean that, we have done many of these.
Yeah.
And I have never felt, and I'm not scared, I just don't like it.
Well, you kind of are scared, and that's all right to be scared.
I have never felt that, ever. And Jodi and I, Dave, we have been in places where I should have felt that.
You're more open now.
You're more open, and they seem obviously a little bit more playful here.
My final thoughts are if you love connecting with the other side, a stop here at the St. James Hotel is a must.
Spooky stuff. So Jodi joins us here now. Jodi, I know this place was so spooky. You guys got so much good stuff. We want to show one more piece and then chat with you. It was where you and Dave and also our photographer Seth, they were all in what looked like a storage area that the staff at the hotel had appropriately named Spooky World. Now Kelly, we should mention, was too scared to go inside.
Yeah.
Take a look at what happened.
You weren't?
No. I was pushing it open right now.
You weren't pushing the door shut?
No, I was standing like behind Dave. I thought you were pushing it shut, and then like you had said my name.
You need to get this, I should say this on camera.
You are. I'm rolling. I thought, so you said my name?
I said your name. The door, I was standing next to it, and the door, it was ajar, and then it shut, and air blew in my face. Both twice, this door shut on you.
I thought you were shutting it.
No.
Because you said my name, and I was like,
No.
oh, are you shutting me in here?
Scott and I, did it shut? Twice. It shut twice.
Wow.
Okey dokey.
Okay, so they're just used to it. I mean, and this is a beautiful historic hotel.
Gorgeous.
People love to go and stay there. And this is kind of part of the character of it for them, right? So they just are used to it, Jodi?
Yes, they're used to it. It's not a big deal to them, and a lot of the guests know about it. But when you stay there and no one tells you about it, it's a little bit of a surprise.
Man.
Okay, so there are a lot of people who wonder, like, Jesus, my house haunted. What would you say to those folks? Like, what are some telltale signs that this place might be haunted?
Well, if you're in your kitchen and all of a sudden you think you see something out of the corner of your eye, and that keeps happening, but there's no one there, lights go on, but you didn't turn them on, maybe your radio goes on by itself, and you have a spooky feeling, pretty much that might mean somebody's visiting. But there's a difference between a haunted house and someone just visiting.
What is that
Yeah,
difference?
yeah.
A haunted house is they've moved in. It's their house, and it was probably their house before it was your house. So that's the deal of it.
Okay, so why are these people hanging out for so long? I mean, don't they have other places to go, or what's
So
happening?
they do have other places to go, but sometimes they're a little afraid to, or it's just fun for them to be there. But there's no light. They don't get to eat. It's a very different, there's no light, there's no sun, that kind of joy isn't there. Some of us are afraid when we die that maybe we're going to go to a darker place. It's a light place, but when you're afraid, you don't go into the light.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think, it seems that people always mention this and it's like the lights are out in the room or they're home alone or something like that, as opposed to like in the middle of the day, out at a park, something like that. Why does it seem to happen that way?
So everything is energy. Thoughts are energy. Everything moves as energy. What they want is they want to be there when it's quieter so they can have it to themselves. And so they can just be there by themselves. And so that's why they do that often. When I'm home alone, like the few times I have been, things move in my house.
But that's because they're coming to you because they know that you're open to it. Is that the deal?
It's because I'm not wearing one of those.
Yeah.
This is a ghost deterrent.
Yeah, this
actually, doubles
is
the
what
set.
it is. Okay, what about people who say to you, I do not believe that ghosts exist. I do not believe that spirits exist. I do not believe it at all. What do you say to them?
I go, okay. And then soon after they have an experience. Because when you lose somebody that you love, you can feel them come and say hi to you. You can feel the warmth of their love. And that's when people get convinced, unless they, of course, live in a haunted house. I would say that's all right. You can have your own beliefs. And the minute they come kind of down from their, it doesn't exist, they'll start to see some things. Isn't it a cool thought to think that we do get to go on? There's some beautiful place we can go. I'm not talking about the haunted earthbound spirits.
Right.
I'm talking about the beautiful place we get to go and then come back and say hi to the people we love. Give them a hug.
So what are you doing then if you don't want to, when you pass on, be stuck in this house obsessing over the table and that it's not in the middle of the room?
You just think of the light. You think of God. You think of the light. And you're in the light. That's how easy it is.
Interesting.
You think your house
Jodi.
is haunted?
No, I don't think so because Jodi came over and burned sage in it when I bought it.
Okay, what did that do?
That's what friends do. Sage. What does sage do?
What does sage do?
So the negative energy, if there is any, attaches to the smoke and leaves. So after you have an argument, lighting sage is a really good idea. Crack the window and let the air leave, let the negative energy leave. It's a really good way to clear the
And
energy or
that's
clear
like
spirit.
an ancient thing. I mean,
It's
people
Native
have been doing
American.
that, yeah,
It's Native
forever and
American.
ever, to just any kind of clear out any sort of negativity.
Yeah, but don't do it when you're in your car, because then when the cop pulls you over because you're not doing that right, it has a little bit of a smell, a little similar from what I understand to marijuana.
Yes, well, I understand what you're talking about. Thank you. Yeah, peace and love. Hey, big congrats to you, Jodi, by the way. She's got a brand new book, The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of Intuition. That book is going to come out December 1st, but it will be available for pre-sale in 2 weeks. We have posted those details at twincitieslive.com. Congrats on that.
Congratulations.
Actually, tomorrow.
Oh,
Pre-sale tomorrow.
Oh, it just changed.
Oh my
goodness, we'll
gosh.
update that on our website,
Breaking
twincitieslive.com.
news. You're also going to find a link to help support Darkness Radio's Halloween for Hunger campaign benefiting Second Harvest Heartland. Big thanks to Dave Schrader for hanging out with us, too. Thanks, Jodi.
Thanks, Jodi.
All right, plenty of ways to use leftover Halloween candy are coming up. One sick and twisted recipe calls for 3 cups of Oreo cookies.